the market really does price all available information very accurately into what the current value of an investment is. And I want to contrast this to the article I read in an online newspaper today, which said something to the effect of markets, drop nervous about new tariffs in China. And here's the long and short of it is, I guarantee you that journalist had no backing for writing that headline. Meaning they didn't do a double-blind study. They didn't do a statistical analysis with an acceptable confidence level in that analysis. They said, the market's going down.
What happened recently?
What looks like a bad thing? Yeah. What's a bad thing? That is all they did. That's all anybody does, because no one knows. And anybody that's written an article with a data set behind it to create the headline, please email us at info@sfgwa with Dear Paul in the subject line, and we'd love to hear about it.
The other thing that occurs to me is, not only you're right that nobody has the data when they throw out those opinions, a podcast I think we're going to do next is going to be me directly. I don't know if Cory's very nice, so he may just make some comments on the side. But there's some authors out there that have released books like every 5 years telling you what the next 10 years of the market are going to be. And every one of them has been wrong. And these people have been writing books for 25 years. Like, it's amazing how inaccurate a lot of these folks are, and not realizing that all available information is priced in. The reason Microsoft is what it's worth is because it's all priced in. The reason why you might be able to buy a piece of real estate below market is it's not perfect pricing information. Not everybody has access to the property. Not everybody can drive by it. Not everybody knows the neighborhood as well. But by the same token, the imperfect information is also why you don't understand the volatility of it constantly.
Yep. So here is a look at how, we don't know if we're in a crisis yet or not. And crisis is just what, again, a newspaper wants to define as crisis, or a news network. But let's
actually, they don't even care if it's a crisis.
How the
Their
market
criteria is, will it keep you through the commercial?
Yes, that is accurate. So looking at, this is just using a portfolio that's 60% stocks and 40% bonds. So more middle of the road, perhaps on risk on that spectrum. My favorite is the .com crash right in the middle of the screen there. So that was big news bad. I remember, I'm old enough to remember that. I know that this doesn't look like it. I'm pointing to my face if you're on the podcast, but I'm old enough to remember that.
And the thing is, people lost 80% in NASDAQ stocks. 80%. And by the way, many of those people had some kind of discipline strategy prior, got seduced by something else. And I remember, I was brand new to the industry. I remember more senior people in the office I worked in talking to their clients who said, I want to own Yahoo. And they would say, Martha, I love you dearly, but do you know what Yahoo does? I know its stock price goes up, was her answer. It was, and those people lost truckloads of money. Whereas what happened with an academically allocated, globally diversified portfolio, it lost in the downturn less than 10%. And it's a 51% gain over the next 5 years, which is even a slow start, because the first year it was only yielded 2% after the .com crash. The 3-year, it only went up 2%, but it went up 51% over 5 years, because those last 2 years, it gained all its fundamentals back. Now, that is a lot better than having been in the NASDAQ or having been in the S&P 500. That even, what's the next one? Was the terrorist attacks 2001?
Terrorist attacks. But look at, let's go to September 2008, bankruptcy of Lehman Brothers as the kickoff for that one, because they talk, a lot of media likes to talk about the lost decade. It's a very great story. The lost decade. People made effectively 0% because of this 2008. But
which, by the way, when people say that, they're talking about the S&P 500 point movement, not counting any dividend distributions from the S&P 500. So it is a really skewed thing to say. And it's meant to tell people the market's really scary and dangerous. So buy gold from, favorite gold vendor advertising on CNN headline news that week. This is a clip to our weekly podcast. So if you like this content, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and go over to your favorite podcast app and subscribe to Sound Financial Bites so you can get our full weekly show. And as always, if our philosophy resonates with you and you want to chat with me or one of our advisors about our philosophy, see if it applies to you and your family, just follow the instructions in the description below.